He wasn't the strongest man in the village. Everyone knew it. His brothers were broader. His rivals hit harder. The elders had already decided who would lead, who would fight, and who would stay behind and tend fires. Ragnar was supposed to tend fires. He didn't argue. He didn't complain. He just kept asking one question, the same question, until the right person got uncomfortable enough to answer it. What's west of the water? That question is why you're here. And by the end of this, you'll understand something about confidence that most men never figure out. Not because it's hidden, but because it looks nothing like what they've been told. There's a version of confidence you've seen before. Loud, performed. The man at the table who talks first, laughs hardest, fills every silence like silence itself is an insult. He doesn't look afraid. He looks finished, like a man who decided 10 years ago that he already knows everything worth knowing. That's not confidence. That's armor made from noise. Ragnar did something different. He walked into rooms where he wasn't supposed to belong. He sat at tables where no one saved him a seat. And when the room went quiet, because who does this man think he is, Ragnar would just wait, calm, like he had nowhere better to be. The waiting wasn't passivity. It was precision. He was reading the room while the room was deciding whether to accept him. And when the moment came, when someone finally challenged him or dismissed him, he had already seen it coming. 3 moves back. That's what confidence actually is. Not loudness, preparedness without announcement. But here's what they don't tell you about Ragnar. He was afraid, not of battle, not of kings. He was afraid of something quieter and far more patient. He was afraid of becoming the man who stayed behind. That fear didn't paralyze him. It aimed him. Every morning he woke up knowing that comfort was the enemy, not the man across the water, not the king who wanted him dead. The real war was the slow pull toward safety. Toward enough? Toward maybe next year. That pull has a voice. You've heard it. You're not ready yet. Wait until you know more. Wait until the time is right. Wait until it's less risky. Wait. It sounds like wisdom. It sounds like patience. It is neither. It is the slow burial of men who had everything they needed and waited until they didn't. Before we go further, stop for a second. If you've watched this far, you're not here by accident. You're looking for something most content won't give you. Not comfort. Not a 5-step list. You want to be around men who take this seriously. If that's you, subscribe. Not for the algorithm. Not for me. Because the next time you're standing at the edge of something, and that voice says wait, you'll want to have already decided what kind of man you are. Now, back to Ragnar. The raid that made him wasn't won by strength. It was won because every other man on that shore hesitated for 1 second, and Ragnar had already removed hesitation from his options. Not through bravery, through decision. He had made the choice before the moment arrived. He had sat alone in the cold and rehearsed who he was going to be when the fear showed up. So when it did, and it did, it found nothing to grip. That's the move, not the absence of fear. The absence of surprise at the fear. Most men meet fear unprepared and call the freeze wisdom. Ragnar met fear like an old enemy whose tricks he'd already memorized. He nodded at it and moved. Remember the question from the beginning. What's west of the water? The elders told him nothing, because they didn't know, because no one had gone, because the question itself was dangerous. It implied the world was bigger than what they'd been given. Dangerous confidence isn't the belief that you won't fail. It's the refusal to let the size of the unknown be a reason to stay small. Ragnar didn't know what was west of the water. He went anyway. Not because he was certain, because he had decided that uncertainty was no longer his excuse. You already know what you're avoiding. The question is, how much longer are you going to let the water stop you?